Yo and hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector, and I've got Eric, those back pages, on the phone with me, and we're going to talk to y'all a little bit more about the National and getting prepared. Believe it or not, we are going to have the National this month. It's July 1st today. We've got 30 days till the show starts. What do you think about that, Eric?
Oh, I'm so excited, Mike. I appreciate you having me on, and I'm really looking forward to the show, which is opening to the public 4 weeks from Wednesday.
Do you feel like this year there's more hype heading into the National than previous years?
Oh, for sure. I mean, with the ever-growing card community here on YouTube, adding to the, for me personally, adding to the number of people I already know going, it's just going to be wall-to-wall fun and bonkers at the same time. I'm just really looking forward to it.
Why do you think there is more excitement this year maybe than previous years?
Well, I think, like I mentioned, the growth of the card community here on YouTube, a lot of us are really connecting with each other. And I was thinking about this today, actually. The world is getting smaller as far as being able to communicate with people. I was talking to a good friend of mine. He lives in Nashville, and we talk quite regularly. And no big deal. Hey, you free? Yeah, I'm free. All right, let's have a phone call. We have a phone call. And we talk about cards. That and the fact that we have a lot of people watching us tonight that are back after a long time. They've been away from the hobby for a long time. They've returned, and they're creating their own YouTube channels, and it's great. And they're venturing to the show for the first time. And that's just fantastic. It's wonderful, and really looking forward to seeing each and every one of you.
Yeah, I was talking to Garrett earlier, Card Cutter, and he was just talking about, he wishes he doesn't get to go, but he's very jealous of all of us that do. And he was talking about how much hype he's seeing. He's like, I've never seen it like this before. And that's good, that there's that much excitement surrounding this event.
Absolutely.
So what do you think of, we're 30 days away. So what are your thoughts for people that may or may not be prepared to go in terms of having their plans done?
Well, I think honestly at this point, which is July 1st, and I hate to say it, but if you've not got all your game plan down, it might not be in the cards for you this year. I'm not, as much as it pains me to say that, but we are getting really close. So, it is a mad scramble. If you're able to go, whether it's for a day or 4 days, I can't recommend it enough because it's just a great time. To be in a venue with so many like-minded people, it's just the energy and everything else. You can't describe it. You can try to video it. You can watch all the videos. The videos are great. Don't get me wrong. I like making them. I love watching them. But it's not the same. Unfortunately, I think, and if you're not able to make it this year, it's not too soon to get ready for AC next year, Atlantic City next year.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't called in. I don't know what hotel availability is looking like. But I would agree that if you're going or you're planning on going, you need to get on it now. Stop watching this video and go watch the rest of it later after you've booked your hotel room. Just get all that done. I would agree with Eric on that. So TriStar came out today and announced a few more signers that are coming to the National. One of them being Allen Iverson, which should be interesting. And although you and I don't do a whole lot of autographs at the show, I'm certainly familiar with kind of what goes on there and how it works and all that. And so you can find all of the autograph information of whoever you'd want to get something signed. I'll put a link down below to it. The website for the show is nsccshow.com, but all the pricing and all that information is on TriStar's website. So I'll put that down below too, and you can go check that out. My major thought about autographs at the show is it's really, really expensive. So if you're going to get something that is unique signed, then that makes total sense to me to pay that. But if you need to get just a card signed or something and they sign through the mail, my recommendation is to do that. But if you just really want to meet somebody and take a picture with them and all that and have that experience, I get it. But when you look at the prices, you'll see what I'm talking about. They are not cheap to get things signed by these players, and then adding inscriptions and all of that is even more expensive. But on Wednesday at the show is the VIP day, and the show's open from, am I right with this, Eric, 3 to 8? Or does that sound right?
That does sound right.
3 to 8. And so it's the latest day. All the other days the show closes at 6. It's like 10 to 6 the rest of the days. But on Wednesday, it's the VIP day. So on Wednesday, you got all the VIP signers that are going to be there. They're free that day. There's a party from like 2 to 3, I think. There's a party, and then the show opens. The show floor opens at 3 o'clock. But from 2 to 3, you can get these guys signed. And there are Drew Pearson, football player for the Cowboys. Go Cowboys. And probable Hall of Famer someday, so he's a good one to get. Former Atlanta Braves slugger and Padres slugger Ryan Klesko is signing on Wednesday, as well as the great Chicago Bull Bill Cartwright, basketball player. So you got a good mix. I like how they do that. I like how they have different sports guys that are signing on that day, and those are free. So they'll not only be free at the VIP party if you have the pass to get in there, which is just a ticket, really. And then after that, they also have like pizza and stuff like that at the VIP party. But it goes pretty quick. It's like a bunch of just people go nuts in there. And then the guys will also be signing on the show floor at certain times, immediately following that event after the party. So right now, if you want to get those guys, like I went on to Sports Lots late last week and bought a whole bunch of Drew Pearson cards and Bill Cartwright stuff and Klesko stuff just to have, so I can get those signed. And you'll be able to, you'll be able to get them at the show too, but I wouldn't screw with it. But you have time now, if you go do that now, to get all that in.
Exactly. Plus they'll be cheaper now.
Yeah, I paid 18 cents a card.
18 cents a card usually.
I did.
Or less. Whereas they might even jack it up to $1 each at the show because they know people want to buy them to have them signed. So, you know how that goes.
Yeah, and same thing, like if you want to do it on COMC or whatever, I would get that done. The negative on Sports Lots, you don't see the cards versus COMC, you can see a scan. But,
True.
I mean, I'm not looking for like a Jim Mint 11, Drew Pearson card. So, I guess it's Platinum Mint. Platinum Mint 11. But, so that's kind of the story with autographs, and but just go look at prices, go check it out, really make sure it's an item that you want to get signed. So what else we want to talk about is PSA. Eric, I know you have some news on kind of what PSA is doing.
Yes, I reached out to Steve Sloan, the CEO of PSA, and asked him about one of the pricing for the on-site event, the pricing structure, and he got back to me. He said it'll be available by July 8th. So it should be available by a week from today, probably towards the end of this week. I would check out psacard.com, /national. I'm not sure. Michael put the link down below in the description for easy searching. But yeah, so generally, as we discussed before, it's cost productive to sign up for a platinum membership, which based on last year I believe it was $249, and you got 9 on-site gradings or 15 mail-in gradings. All that stuff will be available on the website, and you can choose which is the best way to go for yourself. So yeah, really excited about that. And one thing, if you are going to be there for a number of days, I would definitely, you want to get your stuff done on site. I would definitely recommend pretty much the first thing you do as you hit the floor is to go get your card submitted, because it's just going to be absolutely slammed with orders. There's just no doubt about it. You want to give, the best opportunity to try to get them back in hand, depending on, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, the lines are long all the time at PSA's booth, and you can fill out your forms beforehand too, and I highly suggest that.
Oh, yes.
If you know what you're going to get graded. Now, if you buy something at the show and take it over to get graded, which I did last year, you're just going to stand in line, and that is what it is. But if you know beforehand, you can save yourself a lot of headache by filling out your forms ahead of time. And those will also be on the website once they kind of get all their national stuff rolled out to the public. Right?
Absolutely. Yep. You're going to have all that information sooner rather than later, because they want it out there as well. We all want to be prepared going in.
Yeah. So I've got, again, I've ordered on Sports Lots. I got the cards ready for PSA that I'm going to get slabbed while I'm there. A couple of Trout rookies, some other stuff I'm excited about. See what those come back as. In terms of just thinking about getting ready for the show, I've kind of already started packing my backpack, which might sound a little crazy.
No, that's a good idea. You can't be prepared soon enough. Because you want to have your backpack prepared. You want to have your supplies, because, not only will there's not going to be as many supply sellers there as you think, at least in the past. And the fact that, they're going to charge a little more because it's on site.
Right.
See, and they might not have exactly what you want. So if you're ripping a ton of wax, have your, and depending on the thickness of the cards, you want to have all your stuff prepared. You want to have your top loaders, your soft sleeves, your,
mags,
5, 6, 800 count boxes, whatever it may be. You want to have all that stuff ready. Go ahead and just this weekend, go ahead and prepare your bag and put it down. And then pick it up in a couple weeks and make sure you've got everything. You can never be prepared too soon. Never.
What about if you're preparing your fanny pack?
I would definitely send a private message to Pepino Man, who is he and Joe Silverjackify are the fanny pack masters. They are the kings of the fanny pack, and they will probably be bumping fanny packs at the show this year. So if you have any fanny pack questions, please feel free to reach out to either one, and they will provide any questions you may have, because I don't think there's anything about fanny packs that they do not know.
So one thing I want to talk about too is doing video at the show. And I know I'm going to talk about what I want to do, and I want you to talk maybe a little bit, Eric, about what you're going to do. But I'm going to do similar to what I did last year, where I go around and shoot a lot of video, a lot of kind of how-tos and what's going on, and making deals with dealers, all kinds of stuff that I want to do even more than I did last year. Do more shooting of booths and showcases and stuff. And my piece of advice to everybody, if you're going to shoot video at the show and you're showing a showcase, slow down. I think when I'm watching show content, it's great, but they speed through it so fast. They pan through it so fast, you hardly even get to see what's there. It's like, take your time. Believe me, if we're watching, it's because we want to see what's really in the showcases. Not that there is a showcase and that it has cards in it, but take your time, pan slowly. Don't be in a hurry. Interview people, talk to dealers, talk to other YouTubers, stop them, say hello, say, hey, can I get a quick, couple minutes with you shooting a video? Ask me if you want. Ask Eric. We don't mind. That's
absolutely
part of being a community is doing all that for each other. And if I see you, I may stop you and ask you to shoot a couple of things and introduce yourself and all that. So those are just some pieces of advice. So I just plan on kind of doing the same thing I did last year, which I think went over well. Mm-hmm. What about you, Eric?
That's an amazing piece of advice that I was actually going to lead with, is the slow down aspect of it. We don't realize when we're filming, like, you have to really go slow. It might seem like, man, I'm moving in molasses here, going so slow, but, he's having a shaky camera.
Yeah.
It really does. And that's not a to put down on anybody, because you guys know me. I'm anything but a pro when it comes to video. I don't edit or anything, but I know I'm doing like a panoramic or something. You got to go really slow. As far as content ideas, I've got a couple. The one thing that really sticks out in my mind, and actually I was talking to Mike about this before, that now that we're a month out, I have started to go down the rabbit hole of watching last year's video. It's time to really start amping up the adrenaline and get really pumped up for the show. And not many better ways than to watch last year's show. And I'm really enjoying last year's show because for a lot of reasons. I mean, you're seeing people again, refreshing, seeing them again. But the main thing, and what I'd like to do, and obviously it's easier said than done, what I'd like to do is film more wax. Not necessarily vintage, that as well, but current wax. Because if you think about it, because now with my NFL FOMO that's been going on, a year ago this time, let's be honest, very, very few people even gave a damn about it. He was a blip on the radar.
Who was?
Now we're talking.
Who'd you say?
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes. Gotcha.
Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs quarterback.
Yep. I just couldn't hear you. It kind of broke up a little bit on the phone. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. He, a year ago, he was like, well, that's Pat Mahomes, the Mets, that's the kid. Now, a year later, there's, NFL MVP, Patrick Mahomes, who threw 50 touchdown passes last year and is on the brink of, hobby superstardom. And what I was trying to do in videos that I watched from last year is to see some guys showing some football wax. Not so many showed football wax. Like, I would think be able to look back at last year's videos and see how much 2017 football wax was, because now it's insane. I mean, you watch a couple of these, and Jeff over at Bowman 51, and he's always mentioning when he sees 17 wax, he's excited, and I totally understand that. And so it would be a cool way to look back, not even, of course, to look at vintage and vintage wax, how that's changed at Steve's table over the years, but to have a time capsule of how we are a year later. And I'm specifically talking about 2017 NFL wax. And I apologize if anyone watching is not interested in football, and that's great. But, share your knowledge, grow your knowledge, and always learn things. So you don't have to necessarily collect football, but you should be aware of who Patrick Mahomes is.
We are aware.
So
I'm aware.
That's one of the things we wanted to try to... That and the fact that I wanted to, like you said, talking to different people, that's a great idea. Like getting and again, some of these, some of these booths are amazing, and like Highlands and
right,
and all the Mile High and all these other auction houses, that's great. But they run fine websites, they show all the stuff, they mail out catalogs and all that stuff to try to show stuff that maybe you don't see. Maybe it's not your everyday run-of-the-mill in 2019, but might be in 2020. You never know. Just something along those lines as far as content.
Sounds good. Can I be on your channel? Will you put me on your channel?
I will put you on the channel, yes.
I put you on my channel last year. You were in my videos.
Yes, you did. Yes. I was very honored to be on your channel.
And that was really the first time you and I got to hang out a lot
yes.
in person. And that's the whole point. I mean, I had so much fun with you and Andrew and Mike, Hitman 23, and Mike O, and Dave's Midlife Card Crack. I mean, it's just and this is going to be so much bigger, so many more people that we know that we didn't know last year, both of us, right? And it's going to be crazy. So
yeah, can't wait. So excited.
Let's see, what else do we need to cover here? I'm trying to think of questions that I've been getting from people.
Comfortable shoes. Footwear. You're going to be walking on essentially concrete unless you're spending a lot of time in the corporate area, which has the padded carpeting.
Right.
But for the most part, the regular aisles have your run-of-the-mill concrete slabs. No pun intended.
Yeah, you'll walk miles.
Yeah.
Miles you'll walk.
Yes. Oh, yes, easily.
And so be ready for that. Water, snacks, all the stuff. People have been saying this in their videos, and they're right.
Sure.
There's a reason we're all saying it. It's because we know.
That's true. You don't want to rely on that mobile marathon.
That's right. So really be prepared that way. Who's calling me? Somebody's calling me. Someone from New York, New York. I don't think I need to answer that. Are you still there, Eric?
You're already talking. Yeah, I'm still here. You're talking to someone from New York.
I know, right? And Jake the Ticket Leprechaun is texting me too right now.
Nice.
So, let's see. God, there's just... I'm trying to think of specific topics that we can talk about. I feel bad if we have covered all this, but we're so close now.
Yep. You can taste it.
I can taste it. You can taste it. It's getting close. And we still have that spreadsheet that we're working on. I'll put a link for that down below too. There's a lot to look at down below in the description of this video, but let people know it's a Google Doc spreadsheet. You can go on there and put your information of when you're going to be there, what hotel you're at, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, that's no problem. But for people to get a hold of you, there's a place to put your cell number if you're comfortable doing that, and people can text you. And so just feel free to add your information so people can know how to get a hold of you.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to add real quick.
Sure.
Talking to Abel in Vegas, he's a great guy. Check his stuff out if you haven't already. He had asked me, he's like, Eric, I see some cards on eBay. I was thinking about buying, but should I hold off and wait for the National? And I told him, absolutely not. Buy it. Because if it's a card you want and it's a price you want to pay, buy it. Because at the show, you might see it. It might be more money. You might not see it. Just because you're going to see a lot of stuff at the show, and you will absolutely see mind-blowing stuff at the show. But if it's a card you really want, just go ahead and buy it. That's something that he had asked me that last night, and it's pertinent to tonight's video. So
for sure.
Something. Go ahead and check it out.
That's great advice. And we just all got our eBay bucks, so that's even better.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Or at least we will in a couple days.
On the 3rd.
Yeah.
Yes, Friday night after midnight. Tuesday night after midnight.
And that has to be spent before July 31st, so you might as well spend it on stuff you need.
I didn't even think of that. That's right. You have the 30 days to spend. So
that's right.
Might as well spend them and get more eBay bucks for using those eBay bucks.
And it's less money you can buy different stuff at the show based on your budget.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean?
You can have more funds for the show.
So let's talk about funds for the show. I get a lot of questions about budget, like how much should I bring and what's appropriate. And the answer for me, and I'll let you answer in just a second, is bring what you can afford. Don't, it's not something you need to go into hock for or mortgage your house a second time to have money for the show.
I agree.
Everybody's going to there are people that come with $100 and have a great time and buy lots of great stuff. There are people that come with thousands of dollars and have it doesn't matter. Bring what you can afford. You'll find everything at every price level. There's plenty of cards at every price level. There's quarter boxes and dollar boxes. And I mean, you can come out of there with a lot of stuff. on relatively little money, if that's where you're at financially, that's fine. I don't even want to say what my budget is for the show, but
I couldn't agree with that more.
But yeah, just
bring what you want. Don't worry about it. Don't I've used this analogy before. You're gonna have people in this room with thousands and thousands and thousands of other collectors. Everybody has the common gene of collecting, and you're gonna have some guys that are gonna be able to open 88 Donruss, and you have some guys that are gonna be able to open exquisite boxes. And the one thing everyone has in common is cards.
Yep.
So, and you're gonna find a lot of deals. I mean, you're gonna like you had mentioned. There's gonna be quarter boxes. There's gonna be 50-cent boxes. There's gonna be dollar boxes. There was one dealer last year that had, I think, $5 slabs. Isn't that where you and Mike go?
Yep.
Got the Messina.
Yep.
Something to that effect. So you're going to have the Messina Clear Update, the 91 Clear Update in the 9. But you're going to have endless possibilities of how you want to go about whatever you want to do. I mean, and for me personally, and of course, I can only ever speak for myself, is that at this point in my collecting, I don't like to use the word career, but my collecting lifetime, it's at this point I'm more happy to see everybody.
Right.
Like I want to buy toys. I want to fill up my binder project, and that's going to be the best place to do it. Where I can buy Steve Sachs rookie for $0.25. I don't have to, buy it for 99 cents and then $2 shipping on eBay.
And tax.
Stuff like that. And tax. Thank you very much. As June 1st tax in New York. But to stuff like that, like I can spend some time like digging in the boxes, and I can go to a guy's table and say, hey, a lot of the dealers are friendly, and they say, hey, what are you looking for? It's like I'm looking for, 80s rookies that are not gradable. I can be flat out saying I'd like them to be centered, but I don't care if they're a 5 or an 8 or a 10. I don't care what shape they're in. They're ungradable cards. I'm not worried about, because a lot of, I guess a lot of people, why is this guy buying, these 80s rookies? Is it going to, hey, am I charging him too little? Is it going to go to PSA and get PSA 10? No. I'm just working on this particular project, and I can have, my little spiel.
Right.
That I can give a dealer and say, hey, and again, you never know, that might even help. If I take the stack, it's like, all right, let's cut this deal. And then boom, boom, deal's done. Of course, a couple of things I'm looking for that I don't want to really disclose for competition's sake. A couple of things I'm looking to get that I pretty much can only get at the show, and talk more about that at a future date.
What do you think about the concept of, and I've heard of guys doing this at shows, where they'll, first of all, my first advice is bundle everything you can. If you find a bunch of stuff and you find 10 cards in a dollar box that you want, you better be offering $6. Hey, can I have all these for $6? And look, they're trying to move inventory. These dealers they're there to sell cards. And
yep.
The worst they say is, no, I'll do it for $8, right? Maybe they'll do it for $8.
Or no, I'll do it for 10. And if you wanted those 10 anyway, then there you go.
Right. Ask, bundle.
Especially if you're paying cash.
Yes. Cash is king, and bundling and buying in bulk can work to your advantage when you're trying to buy a bunch of stuff from one dealer, one table. Leverage that. Use that to your advantage. That's important. So we've talked about a lot of stuff, man, and we
sure did.
Look, guys, there's a lot to get ready for, a lot to look forward to. Get your lists together. Be working on your lists of what you want to bring. Bring those. I mean, I'm telling you, you'll want them. Hard copies. Yes, that sounds
Don't rely on the thousands of other people also using free Wi-Fi.
That's right. It sounds archaic to bring an actual physical list, but bet your ass you need to bring a list. Yeah. It'll help.
It'll certainly help.
So make sure you're doing that. Get all that ready. And even like I've already printed my lists because I'm not going to probably be picking up a whole lot between now and then. But even if I did, great. Just mark them off my list, as I'm getting them in. But I'm ready to roll. And this month is going to fly by, Eric, before we're next thing you know.
It really is. Already fly for a year and a half over.
Yeah, next thing you know, I'll be going, hey, look, it's Eric, those back pages from YouTube, and I'm shooting you on a video for my first day at the National. I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Well, I think that's most of the things we wanted to cover. Please let us know. We plan on doing one more video, like last minute things, probably a week to 2 weeks before the show. So make sure you put down some comments of questions you might want to know more about from Eric and I. We're happy to address them. And thank you guys for tuning in. Eric, anything you want to say to him as we sign off here?
No, that's good. I think, of course, any questions, please feel free to ask. Reach out to either one of us, and we're always happy to help.
Happy to help. Share your knowledge. We want to share our knowledge. Right, Eric?
Yeah, yes, always learning.
We're always learning. So thank you guys for tuning in. If I don't see you before, I'll see you at the show. But we'll be doing some more videos between now and then.
You matter.
But you matter. We'll talk to you guys later. Keep collecting.